Hello children, welcome back to general science class. As we discussed about climate and weather, so in this class we are going to know about how the animals adopt these climatic and different weather conditions to their normal lives. So we know that some migrating birds, means the birds which are moving from one place to another place, we call migratory birds. These migratory birds travel as much as, means around 15,000 kilometers from one place to another place to extend and to overcome the extreme climates of their home to other places to live and to gain some food materials for their living purpose. So how the animals or birds can adopt these climatic conditions to their normal lives, what are the conditions which are required to live in certain particular regions, in this class we are going to discuss. So what is the topic today? Climate and adaptations. Climate means we know, suppose for a long period of time, whatever the weather conditions changes, we will note down, and that region we called as, that place we called as climate. So this climate, how the animals or any birds or what are the living creatures including humans, how they will adopt these conditions to live the life very safely, that is the adaptations. Means to live that particular life, secure life, we need some adaptations like body wise, weather condition, how we will suppose for example humans in seasonal wise we wear different clothes. In winter season, during the winter season we wear some woolen cloths and thick cloths and some layers of cloths, and during the summer season we wear thin cloths and wear cotton lightweight cloths. So what is the changes, why we have to wear such type of cloths and change so many types of clothes? What is the purpose? Means we are adopting these climates, means whether that is winter or summer, we are adopting these climates in our normal life because we have to survive. So for example, during the winter season, if more cold weather is there outside, suppose we won't wear woolen clothes or thick clothes, what will happen? We will get cold, our body will get coldness. Because of that coldness, we will get diseases. Correct? So we have to adopt these climatic or weather conditions. Means that's why to adopt these conditions we need some features, whether that is clothes wise or body. Some animals, they have some features, but through those features they can live their lives extremely in other conditions like cold condition or hot condition or more rainy tropical rainforest conditions also. Understood? So here animals are adapted to survive in the conditions in which they live. Means here animals means including humans, birds, all animals adapted to survive. Means to live their life very happily, very securely, very healthy, without any disturbances in their livelihood, their survivalness. So they have to survive in the conditions in which they live. Now what are the conditions? Means which region, whether that is polar region or tropical rainforest region, hot condition, hot and dry conditions, any conditions how animals they are living, means they have to survive from those different climatic and weather conditions, and to adopt these conditions they need some features. That's why animals are adapted to survive in the conditions in which they live. Next point, animals living in very cold and hot climate. Yes, not all the animals or not all the peoples are living in same weather or climatic conditions. So hot and cold conditions, means animals living in very cold and hot climatic conditions must possess special features. So special features means here the parts, the body parts. Means for example, maybe their legs are very short, their legs are very long, or they have some paws which are very wide, and they have claws which are very sharp, and they have white fur on their body. So means these are we called as special features. Otherwise, suppose for example monkeys, if you observe, which we can observe in our surrounding, those monkeys are very different from other monkeys which are living in cold climatic conditions or other conditions. Why? Because they are adapting those climatic conditions to live. That's why they are looking like different from what are the monkeys we observe around us. correct? So here that's why they must possess features to protect themselves against the extreme cold or heat. Yes, here the extreme cold, suppose for example polar bear, if you take, polar bear lives in polar regions, right? So if you observe the polar region, polar bears are white in color and they are having thick white color fur, hair like structure, okay, that is called fur. Many layers of fur is present upon the polar bear body. So this fur will help the bear to protect itself from the extreme cold climate condition and also from predators, okay, from enemies. Predators means here enemies. So these are the extreme cold condition the polar bear have to survive its life. That's why it need some features like a white colored fur on body, and also it have, suppose if you observe the polar bear paws, they are very wide and very large. So these large and wide paws will help the polar bear to swim in the water, because polar bear is a good swimmer. So it helps to swim in water and also protect from predators and also protect from extreme cold. So these are some features of polar bear can survive in extreme cold conditions also. Okay, so next or heat means for example some other birds during the more heat conditions, some birds migrate from one place to another place. So means they have to survive their lives and they have to escape this and they have overcome these climatic conditions to live their life very secure and healthy and to get food materials. That's why they will migrate from one place to another place to survive their life. Okay, next point, features and habits that help animals to adapt to their surroundings or a result of the process of evolution. Means here the features, whatever the features, like whether that is the polar bear having the white color fur on body, layers of fur, and one more layer, the innermost layer is contains very much fat which protects the bear from extreme cold, and the polar bear having very large and wide paws which protect from predators and which help to get the food materials and will catch the prey. So these are the some features which help not only to protect and survive for evolution, also these features will help the particular animal to survive in different weather or climatic conditions. Next, polar regions. Actually, what are the polar regions and which country we can observe this polar region climatic conditions? They are Canada, Greenland, Ireland, Norway, Sweden, and some Alaska in USA. So these are the some countries, places we can observe the climatic condition which we call polar region conditions. Okay. So next, tropical rainforest. So mainly the tropical rainforest means very green and very adaptive climatic condition to the animal. You can observe tropical rainforest places, more greenery and so many different animals, insects, birds, and they live and they adopt these conditions very easily. Means this climate is very easy to live in such a tropical rainforest climatic condition. So these rainforest condition you can observe the countries like India, Indonesia, Kenya, Brazil, and Republic of Republic of Congo. So these are some countries you can observe the tropical rainforest climatic conditions. Okay, so what do you mean by polar region? We know that there are two polar regions, one is the south polar and one is north polar region. So what are the animals and what is the climate conditions which we can observe in these regions are, these regions means here the both polar, south polar or north polar. Both regions are covered with snow and it is very cold far most part of the year. Means here the north pole region, if you observe, these regions contains extreme cold. How much temperature you can detect? Minus 37 degrees centigrade. So that's why it's very and full of the polar regions are covered with snow. In these such conditions, if what are the animals which in these regions living are polar bears, penguins. Okay, for example, polar bear, if you observe, the polar bear is white colored and very big animal and very big wild animal which contains layers of white colored fur on the body, and the innermost layer contains thick fat content which protects the polar bear body from the extreme cold. And also the polar bear is a good swimmer, as I said. So it having wide, very large and wide and means broadly, means very large paws which having very sharp claws which helps to protect from predators as well as to catch the prey like fish, to catch the other animals to eat as a prey. And also these features are helps to swim inside the water. Okay, so these conditions, how the polar bear living, because these features of polar bear helps to live in this extreme cold conditions also, same as if you observe in penguin also. Okay, so here, and these polar regions, as much as you observe, full covered with the snow. That's why we call these polar regions are cold climatic regions. And for 6 months, if you observe, the sun does not set, and remaining 6 months does not rise. So these are the conditions you can observe in polar regions. That's why the temperature in winter season, during the winter, if you observe, the temperature in polar region is minus 37 degree centigrade. Okay, what is the temperature you can observe during the winter season? Minus 37 degree centigrade. In these extreme cold conditions also, some are the animals which can survive their lives to by adopting some features like a large paws, wide paws, and the body covered with white fur, means polar bears and penguins. Okay, so next, animals living there have adopted of these severe conditions. Yes, how they will adopt these severe extreme cold conditions? Having white thick fur on upon body, layers of fur, and not only that, having the innermost layer containing fat which protect the body, which give hotness to body to protect from extreme cold. Okay, so extreme, even minus 37 degrees centigrade also the polar bear surviving and living in such a different climatic condition. How is it possible? Means it is having some features. So based on these features, which are the animals living in, whether in tropical rainforest region, whether in extreme cold or hot conditions also, the animals having some features, adapting these features, having these features to adapt the severe climatic condition to survive their lives. Okay, I hope all of you understood this concept. Thank you.